Hey everyone, Ms. Wares here. Today we're going to be going over the musical alphabet on the staff. But first, let's review what the musical alphabet is. So take a look at our worksheet. Go ahead and write your name up at the top. The musical alphabet uses the first 7 letters of the English alphabet, so A through G. The letters of the alphabet work like a clock. Once you get to the letter G, you start over with the letter A, and it just keeps going. You must be able to spell the alphabet going forwards, which would be clockwise to the right, and backwards, which would be counterclockwise going to the left. So let's take a look at our examples. Over here on the left side, we're going to be going forwards, and they want us to start on letter A. So everybody find A on your clock, and we're going to be going forwards, which is clockwise. After A, we'll have B, C, D, E, F, and then we end at our G. So that's the first example. Let's look at the next one. So we're still going forwards, but now we're going to start at the letter C. So find the C on the clock. We're going forwards, so we're going to be going round clockwise. So the next letter is going to be D, and then keep going, E, F, G. Now we have to start over at letter A, and we'll end with our letter B. Let's take a look at the other side. Now we're going to be practicing going backwards. So the first example, we'll start on letter A. We're going backwards, so we're going to be going counterclockwise this time. They already gave us that next one, which is going to be G. If we keep going, we'll have F, followed by E, D, C, and then we'll end on our B. Good, let's take a look at the next example. Now they want us to start on letter F. So everybody find the F, and we're going to go around counterclockwise. So after F, we're going to have E, followed by D, C, B, A, and you're going to keep going. It's going to loop around to our G. So that is a review of the musical alphabet going forwards and backwards. Let's go ahead and do the second part of our worksheet. So as you can see here, we have our staff. There are 5 lines and 4 spaces. Let's go ahead and label those lines and spaces starting from the bottom. We have line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the other side, let's do our spaces. So that bottom space is going to be in between the lines, 2, 3, and 4. Now, before we can put our letters on there, we have to have our clef because the treble clef is our instrument's language. So let's go ahead, try your best. Draw a treble clef up all the way on the left side of the staff. And remember, that curvy line is going to stop on line 2. That's going to be our reference line. Now, if you remember, our treble clef is also known as the G clef. And we stop on that second line, that is going to be our G line. So leave a little bit of space here in the beginning of your staff, and we're going to label that second line with a G. Now, if you noticed, I put that G right on the line. You don't want to put it above or below because that would be in the space. So make sure you draw that G right on the line. Now, when we go up in the musical staff, we're going to be going forwards in the alphabet. When we go down, we're going to be going backwards. So let's make sure we use our clock up at the top of the page. We're starting on that second line. Let's go ahead and fill all the spaces and the lines going up or going forwards. So after our G, the very next thing is going to be space number 2. And that is going to be our A, because remember, we loop back around on our musical alphabet. Going up to line 3, that's going to be B. Going up to the space is going to be C. You don't want to skip any lines or spaces. Going up, it's going to be D. Top space will be E. And then the very top line is going to be our F. And remember, make sure you put those letters either on the line or in the space. Now, going back to our reference line, this is line 2. That's our G. Let's fill out those bottom 2, and we're going to be going backwards in the alphabet. So starting on the G, going down to the space right below it is going to be our F. And then there's one more line at the bottom. So before F, you have to go down to E. And these are the notes on the staff for treble clef. Now at the bottom, we do have a couple of tricks to remember the lines and the spaces. So first, let's take a look at the numbers here. Going from bottom to top, if you look at our chart, I'm going to highlight these so you can see it a little bit easier. The lines going from bottom to top, we have E on line 1, G on line 2, B on line 3, D on 4, and then 5 is going to be our F. Now the spaces are going to be, let's see if I can change colors here. There we go. So our spaces are going to be our pink ones here. From bottom to top, we have F on the bottom, A, C, and then E on space number 4 there. Now, let's practice drawing in those letters just on those little mini staves that we have there. So on our lines, you don't have to worry about the clef this time because we already did it up at the top. So the bottom line is E, next line is G, B, D, and F. Good, now let's do the spaces. We have F on the bottom, A, C, and E. So one way that we can remember these, if you look at the spaces, that spells the word face, F-A-C-E. So I'm gonna draw a little smiley face here, because that's gonna remind me it spells the word face. Now, the lines, there are a couple different sayings that I've heard that you can use. A couple of my favorites, every good boy deserves fudge. That's a pretty easy one. But you can always change that top one to whatever you want. It could be football, it could be Fortnite, whatever's gonna help you remember those lines. So let's go ahead and write in those words. So the bottom word is every. Next one, good boy deserves. Now I'm gonna use fudge, but if you can think of a better one, go ahead and use your own word. And so these are our little cheat sheets to remember the lines and the spaces of our treble clef notes on the staff. That's all for the musical alphabet on the staff. Make sure you put this paper in your binder and keep it for next time. See you then.